Guys, this is Big Drew Friday at 2 p.m. John's out of the office holding stuff down, so I'll hold it down by myself this week, but I do this every week. I talk about therapy of the week. I talk about Titan events. I usually pick out 2 topics, but today is just only Q&A. Q&A, my favorite part, and then at the end, I'll go over some of the stuff that we have going on this weekend with Titan. But let's first get into these shout-outs, see who's on here right now. J683W, Dollarhide, Tom Dollarhide, he's always on here. Shout out to him. Daniel 18, 1982, Black Whitington, Jay Martin. Let's see what else we got in here. Jay Martin's on here. M. Moody, Sunsets. Dan Wheeler. Shout out to Dan Wheeler. Haven't seen Dan Wheeler in a while. Let me get my thing going. Let's see. Okay, now we should be up and going now. But yes, this is Titan Lifestyle. Guys, girls, get your questions ready. Today is pretty much only going to be a Q&A day. It's going to be a shortened show today. We got events going on today. We got Swim Week tonight. I'll be modeling in that with some of the girls, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, in the meantime, let's jump right into these questions. Millset, first question of the day. So shout out to Millset, first question of the day. What do you expect to see results after hopping on TRT? Yeah, you're going to see a lot, and you're actually going to feel a lot. I actually notice what I feel when you start TRT rather than what you see. The feelings you're going to get first, you're going to have a little bit more energy, so all that lethargic laziness kind of goes away. You're going to have increase in appetite, your libido, which means your sex drive, that's going to go up, and you're just going to have a general sense of well-being. Those are some of the stuff that you're going to feel, pretty quickly within the first week or so. Now, in terms of seeing results, that all depends why you're taking the TRT or HRT, whatever you refer it to as. Hormone replacement therapy is HRT, and testosterone replacement therapy is TRT. Pretty much the same thing. It's just certain people call them different things. Now, what you're gonna see if you're taking it to get bigger or to get stronger, you're gonna notice the weight moving a little bit better. You're gonna notice your muscles feeling a little bit fuller. Your recovery time is going to be a lot quicker. So normally, say if you hit chest on a Monday, now you're on TRT, you may hit it twice a week. Now you could come back in there in 2-3 days and hit it again. So the recovery, I noticed the big thing. A lot of times when people take TRT, HRT, when they're doing any type of testosterone therapy, they're just easier. It's easier to get back in the gym. It's easier to get back to your workouts. It's kind of like glutamine times 1,000, where your recovery is just so fast. Again, sex drive, appetite, but you're gonna feel great. You're gonna feel stuff before you see it. But again, if you're looking to burn fat, a lot of times people don't attribute TRT with fat loss, but it actually helps with fat loss as well. You just have to make sure your diet's in check, make sure your sodium, carbs, and all that is good. But yeah, it can help with plenty of different things. Jay Martin, let's see what you got. Hey, Big Drew, what's up? Just got my CJC 1295. How long to see results? Another person asking about a kick-in time. CJC, it depends why you're taking it. If you're looking at something you're going to see, in terms of what you're going to see with CJC, I noticed more so what I felt. Now, if you say seeing results and you actually mean like how long does it take to kick in, or the reason you're taking it, how long is that going to take into effect? It varies. If you're taking CJC for any type of joint pain or ligament rejuvenation, that could take a few weeks or so. CJC also helps raise IGF-1 levels. So if you get your blood work done, you're going to see almost an immediate increase in your IGF levels. But again, a lot of times when people take stuff like this, they think it's like, kind of like caffeine, where they take it and they feel it right away. That's not the case. It's not a stim. It's not something that's going to help you sleep or help you wake up. So give it time. Just take it. And again, Jay Martin, why are you taking it? What is your purpose in taking the CJC? That also plays an effect of when you're trying to see the results. If you're trying to see results for a different reason, it may take a little bit longer. Tom Dollarhide said, I put my bacteriostatic water in the fridge. I think I ruined it. I need to reconstitute my AOD 9604 and don't want to ruin it. How do you feel that you ruined your bacteriostatic water? Do you feel like just because you put it in the fridge it got ruined? Or did you usually with bacteriostatic water, once your therapies are compounded, in other words, means once they're mixed up, they're going to be stored in the fridge anyway. So bacteriostatic water can be kept in the fridge, as far as I know, because it's going to be constituted and kept in the fridge anyways. Now, one thing with bacteriostatic water, or even your testosterone replacement, your testosterone, is you don't want to get really, really hot and really, really cold too fast and too often. In other words, you don't want to have it in the fridge and then go in the car. Car's 100 degrees in the summertime, and then go back to the fridge and then go back to the car. Now, the difference in extreme temperatures going up and down can affect it. And again, if you're dealing with an oil-based compound or therapy or testosterone, anything oil-based, when it gets cold, it's going to crystallize. So it's going to knot you up, or it's not going to be smooth. When it's compounded, when these things are made, they're made to a certain temperature. That's why you should always keep your testosterone room temperature. Keep it in the shade. Keep it out of the sunlight. Don't have it in your car, on the dash of your car during the middle of the day when the sun's beaming on it. Now, the heat isn't going to affect it so much, anything that's oil-based, because when these compounds are made, they're basically cooked, and so the heat is not going to affect it too much. But again, once it gets really, really hot and really, really cold, now it's not looking the same. And again, if you guys are getting your stuff from an underground place that's using crappy oils and crappy water, that stuff is really not going to compound. It's really not going to be as smooth as it should be. Shout out to, sorry with the name, it looks like Rahu Powell. Sorry with the name. We said shout out. Give him a shout out. Iteli, yeah, quadruple O. If I can't walk, could TRT or HRT possibly help me? Now, first thing I would say is, that's actually it's a great question. I've never heard that question before, so that's actually a great question. There's not really a bad question you could ask. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I don't want people asking random, inappropriate stuff. But it's a great question. But why are you having trouble walking? Is it an injury? Is it a disability? Is it lethargic? Did you getting over a sickness and illness? So, why can't you walk first? And then once I know why you can't walk, I might be able to address the situation in terms of TRT. But if it's anything in terms of muscle wasting, or if it's anything in terms of recovery or getting stronger or making sure you eat and rest properly, HRT is definitely going to help with that. Let me see. Tom Dollarhide said yes. I'm not sure what you mean when you said yes. He's trying to reconstitute his AOD 9604. I'm not sure what you mean by yes. 2 wheels down _JD. No one can ever answer why my sperm is so thick and dry on testosterone. Not sure why your therm will be so thick or dry. One thing I would say is testosterone the only thing you're taking? If you're taking HCG or enclomiphene, those are 2 compounds that actually basically rejuvenate your sperm. If you're having trouble getting a woman pregnant, that's something that they would give you. So if you're taking HCG or an enclomiphene with your testosterone, it might be like an overload. If you're taking too high of a dose, it might be an overload. But a lot of times people think that it's their TRT or HRT which is causing a problem. But when I dig deeper, I find out that they're doing other things and taking other things that may cause that too. So what else are you taking besides your testosterone? And maybe that could be that could have a factor in as to why why it's so thick and dry. I'm not sure what you mean by thick and dry, but and not only that, how long has it been like that? How long has it been thick and dry? Is it a lot of times people could find out what's helping or hurting them when they add something or they take something away. So what I mean by that is if you're taking, say, testosterone, Hercules potion, then some random peptide from some garbage website. Now, if you add testosterone at the same time you're adding that garbage peptide from some random site, if you're taking that at the same time, you may say it's the testosterone, or it could be the actual other things you're taking. A lot of time when people take stuff, they don't realize it may take 2 weeks, even 2 months to get going in your system. So the side effects you feel might not be right away. They may be 2 months later from when you start something. Or it could be if you stop something. If you stop something, your blood level's all out of whack. So you may get worse side effects if you stop something cold turkey, because it's basically your body just readjusting and saying what's going on. So What else are you taking to figure out why it's like that? And I'll see what's going on. Tom Dollarhide said, thank you. I am 100% Titan now, and my girlfriend is too. Hell yeah, that's what we like. That's what we like. Team Titan all day, every day. Tom Dollarhide, you said your girlfriend's Titan too. What is she interested in with Titan? I know a lot of times women get their husbands to sign up or vice versa. What is she interested in here that we have at Titan? Maybe I could help you out, give you some info on it. But other than you being at Titan, what brought her over here? What made her said, hey, I want to get my blood work and do the Titan thing too? Itelia quadruple zero said, I was in a car accident. Okay, so he said he can't walk and he's asking if TRT could help because he was in a car accident. Next thing I would say is what type of injuries, not to get too deep, but what type of injuries did you sustain? If you have any type of torn muscles, if you have any type of ligament damage, TB 500 and BPC 157 are two compounds. If you take them simultaneously, it helps drastically. One of my boys, shout out to Rodney, he's over here at Titan. He had neck surgery, and actually he's running that right now. And he just had his doctor's appointment, and they were like, how the hell are you recovering this fast? Like, he's way ahead of schedule and all that stuff. So I would say for Itelia quadruple zero, I would say grab some BPC 157 and grab some TB 500 and take that, whether you're working out or walking or not, just take it, and it'll slowly start repairing whatever type of damage you have. Now, if it's broken bones and things like that, we have other things that help with bone strength and bone density, but it's not actually going to help. If you have a missing bone, it's not going to basically put the bone back in place. But TB 500, CJC, or BPC, and it will definitely help with the recovery. Okay, Hoffman said, what to take to lower estrogen levels? Another good question. I'm assuming he Hoffman is taking. I'm assuming he got his blood, or her. I'm assuming they got their blood work done, and that's how they saw that their estrogen levels were high. The first thing I'll say with estrogen is always make sure you get your blood work done first to figure out. Get your blood work done first to figure out if it's actually high. A lot of times people, they Google search, they may have symptoms of high estrogen, so they think they do, but the only way to really know is to get that blood work done. Now, what can you take to lower it? Anastrozole, prescribed, if you're prescribed anastrozole. All this stuff I'm gonna mention is stuff that has to be prescribed. So anastrozole, that's the main one that we would prescribe our patients here at Titan. It's going to help keep your estrogen in check. Tamoxifen, otherwise known as Novadex, it's a weaker one in terms of lowering your estrogen, but it actually targets specific breast tissue. So any guys out there, if you have sensitive nipples because your estrogen is getting too high, tamoxifen's what you want to go with. I was actually prescribed both at one point because my estrogen was high, even though I was taking one or the other. So figure out what works best for you. But as of right now, the three compounds that I would recommend to lower your estrogen levels with a prescription, that would be anastrozole, otherwise known as Arimidex, tamoxifen, otherwise known as Novadex, and exemestane, otherwise known as Aromacin. Those are the three anti-estrogens that I would definitely say to take to bring your estrogen levels in range. You don't want them to get too low. There's stuff out there like letrozole, otherwise known as Femara. That's a little bit too strong. That's like for extreme situations, and it will literally take out all your estrogen. So then you're going to have other problems. You're going to have erectile dysfunction. You're going to have libido issues. You're going to have headache. You're going to have achy joints. So when you guys or girls looking stuff up, you may see letrozole as being the strongest one, but it also has the most side effects. It's not really that healthy. W. Murphy says test level is 2,300 by doing 250 of test C a week. That seems a little high with only doing 250 of test C. That's over double what your optimal range would be. Usually we try to keep people between 800 and 925 maybe to be optimal levels. I like to keep my levels within 850, 900, which is optimal. That's not high. That's not bodybuilder dosage, and that's not too low. That's basically whether you work out or whether you don't work out, you want to be about 800, 900, depending on how old you are. But if you're only doing 250 tests C a week, what else are you doing? Again, I always ask people what else are they doing, because there's certain things you could take that will raise your testosterone levels that isn't necessarily just testosterone. If you're taking any type of illegal anabolic steroids, they could raise your testosterone levels. So it's going to look like you're taking a lot more testosterone than you are. So, but normally 250, that's about a TRT dosage. So your levels should not be that high. Again, if your levels are coming down, if you just started with the 250, give it more time. But I would say stop everything except for about 200 of test sip if you're prescribed that, and wait a month or two and then get it checked again, because you might still be like tapering off of all the other things you were doing if you were doing something else. Because 250 test sip a week, one shot a week, is, for the average person, say if their testosterone level is only 200-300 or lower, if we put them on HRT and they're taking 200 milligrams, that 200 milligrams is going to bring around 800-900. So it should never go double or triple that. So figure out what else is going on, and just give it time, and then only take testosterone for a couple months and then recheck your blood work. Raider Vusak, what does it cost and will it affect CDL? You have to let me know what you're talking about. We've talked about TRT, we've talked about AOD 9604, BPC. So Jay Verikin, I'm not sure how you say that. Oh no, sorry, that was Raider. Raider's asking how long will it take effect. A CDL, I'm not sure what you mean by that. But let's answer Jay Very, see, I'm bad with these names. Jay Very Ketchen. How is peptides for shoulder injuries? So looking for peptides for your shoulder injury. Good question. Again, BPC 157 combined with TB 500. Those two will be the best two things you could take in terms of therapies that's going to help repair your shoulder. Now, it's not going to numb your shoulder. It's not nandrolone. It's not Advil. It's not a painkiller. It's going to actually repair the connective tissue and ligaments within the shoulder. So it's going to actually fix the problem rather than just numb it. So again, when you take these therapies, make sure you give it time. It's not like a painkiller where you take it, you're like, oh, the next day, I still feel it. Give it time to slowly repair and get back and going. Lexi Marvel says, are hair health capsules suitable for all hair types? Yes. They're suitable for all hair types, whether you have thin hair, whether you have real thick hair. Like I got the hair up here is gone, but I got real thick hair. You can see the beard. I have a lot of body hair. I have to shave all the time. So, yeah, it'll definitely help with everything. I know a lot of the guys, because I get questions about my beard a lot. I know a lot of guys are getting this hair stuff for their beard. They want their beard to be thicker. So a lot of guys are getting the foam and the capsules and taking it to get a thicker, fuller beard. Women can get a thicker, fuller head of hair. But yeah, all hair types. Obviously, the thicker and darker your hair is, the more you're going to see it and more it's going to be noticeable. But yeah, it's good for all hair types. How long, Michael Dean says, how long does it take to see results from biotin supplements? That I honestly do not know. I'm not gonna guess on an answer. That's one thing I won't do. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know the answer to, and I'll get an answer for it. But one thing I would like to ask is, why are you taking biotin? I always like to ask people why they're taking what they're taking, just to make sure they're taking the right thing, because there's so many different things to do other things. So I'm not sure how long it would take to see results from biotin. Are you taking it in capsule? Are you taking injectable? What are you taking it for? Two Wheels Down said, been on just tests, but yeah, it's thick and stringy. Could it just be because the testes are turned off? What do you recommend, HCG or enclomiphene? First thing I would do for Two Wheels Down is I would recommend getting your blood work done again. Even if it's only been a month or so, definitely get your blood work. Figure out where your testosterone level's at first, and then from there I would recommend enclomiphene over HCG, just because enclomiphene's a capsule. It's not going to raise your estrogen as much. Again, you don't have to store it in the fridge. You don't have to inject yourself. If you're traveling, you don't have to bring like a cooler to keep it in and all that. And plus, I notice I feel a lot better on enclomiphene. It does all the same things as HCG does. So anybody who's familiar with HCG, enclomiphene is like the newest thing. But yeah, I would get your blood work done, make sure everything is regulated. Yeah, it might be because your testes are turned off, like you say, but then again, how long has it been since you've been doing this protocol? If you were on a drastic protocol before, it might just take time. But literally, like I say it every day, like the blood work is the most important thing you could do. Because we could sit here and talk all day long and Google search and guess. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. The blood work's going to tell you right away. So, wellness NPC. How do I use BPC? Morning for beginners. Please be specific. Yeah, it doesn't. Technically, it doesn't really matter when you take BPC, but I would say take it in the morning. I've always taken my therapies in the morning. I've always recommend patients and my clients take it in the morning. It's just easier that way. If you have a long day, you get sideball. You're not really. Just take it first thing in the morning. I mean, it's the best time to take it. You wake up, you take your therapies, you start your day. So, I honestly don't know if there's a difference on paper in terms of medically and the studies and all that, as opposed to morning and night. But I've always heard that people just take it in the morning. I've always taken mine in the morning, and I've had no problems with it. It's easier to remember that way too. Joshua Fitness, how much exercise do I need to lose weight? Everyone's different. Everyone's different. You may be, depending on how active you are right now, you could, if I've seen men or women that were 200 pounds overweight. I've seen 400-pound men that could lose weight in literally like 3 days just from changing what they eat and moving around because they're not used to it. So that varies. It depends on your diet, depends on your metabolism, depends how much you're sleeping, depends how much you're hydrating, depends how much exercise you're doing. If you're burning a lot more calories than you're taking in, so that's different person to person. Basie Vollmer, what role does mindset play in weight loss? Oh, I got to be careful with my answer because I don't want to tell people that it doesn't matter what you think. I'm not sure if it plays a role in actual weight loss in terms of like thinking I want to lose weight every day or actually, believing in it. But if your mind isn't right, it's going to be hard to work out. It's going to be hard to eat. It's going to be hard to focus to be on some type of consistent regimen where you can lose the weight. So obviously if your mind is on point, if you're thinking clear, good mental focus, great sense of well-being, it's going to help because it's going to be easier to get to the gym. It's going to be easier to work out, easier to eat the food. Whether you're trying to gain weight, gain muscle, or lose fat, your mindset has to be, you have to be there. You can't just go through the motions. And especially if you're trying to put on muscle, you need to have some type of mind-muscle connection where you're actually tapping in rather than just sit there looking around, not paying attention, and just going through the movement. So on paper, it's not really going to have an effect, but if your mind isn't right, you're not going to be able to get into a regimen. Shout out to Canada. We got Candy Nicole in Canada. Shout out to Canada. I just watched Canada play USA the other day. They look pretty good. Basketball looked pretty good. Who's that? Ely Hetz. Dope you are. Thank you. Sunsets. Can you spot inject fat? Depends what you're injecting. There's so many different compounds, whether we have it here at Titan or not. I would have to figure out what you're injecting. What's the most effective way to lose weight? Another question by Susie Scott. That varies person to person, but the most generalized basic way I could say is to burn more calories than you're taking in. So in other words, if you eat something that's 500 calories, make sure you do workout that's 1,000 calories, just to give you an idea. If you're burning more calories than you're putting in, that's usually the protocol for weight loss. But again, everyone's different. You can lower your carbs, you can take out processed foods, the list goes on, but everyone's different. Laura Tivity says a combination of diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes. Great job. That's exactly what it is. It's literally a combination of diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes. So that you hit it on the money. You have to do everything. You can't just wake up and go to the gym and go through the movements. You got to eat right. You got to sleep right. One thing I recommend is not necessarily cut off all your friends, but if you hang around with 10 in-shape people, it's going to be a lot easier to get in shape. If you hang around with 10 people that have money, it's going to be a lot easier to figure out ways to make money. So if you hang around with 10 alcoholics, chances are you're going to have a sip more than you should. So the easiest way for people to get in shape is to hang out with people that are in shape, talk to them, do what they do, pick their brain. Don't sign up for the class down at the gym where none of the women are even in the shape. They're just going there for a social event. Like actually learn the whole process. Don't listen to nurses, I would say, even though that's bad to say. I shouldn't even, I'm here working at a medical company. The nurses here, yeah, but chances are if you go to the hospital and there's a 300-pound nurse that's smoking cigarettes on her lunch break, eating Wendy's, telling you what's healthy, you really don't want to listen to that person. Listen to people that look the part, know the part, and have been there, done that. Shout out to Bangladesh. We got Bangladesh in here. Another people asking best diet for weight loss. Everything's different. Everything is different. There's so many different ways. It depends what you're eating now. If you're eating really, really clean right now, that's probably the hardest thing, because a lot of times people eat healthy and they're like, I can't get there. What next? But if you're eating like crap, clean up your diet. No sugar, no processed foods. I mean, it's pretty simple. Chris Martin, shout out to Chris Martin, said, what's up, Big Drew? New Titan patient. I love new patients. That's what we like to see. Shout out to Miami. We got Andrea Fitline. Big Drew, I really love your videos. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to Miami. I got to get down to Miami. I haven't been in Miami in a minute. Chris Martin, NYC. We got NYC on here. Yeah, everybody give your shout outs. Let me know where you're calling from, tuning in from, I should say. City, state, or country. If you're in another country, put up your flag out there. Give you a shout out. NYC is on here. How can I get affordable peptides? You can call 727-389-3220. We service nationwide, so wherever you are in the country, we'll get it out to you. And if you're in Idaho, we could find a way to get that to you too. But we can't currently ship directly to there. But if you know someone in a neighboring state, we could legally ship it to them, and then they could ship it to you. But call the number, let them know what you need, and we'll take it from there. It's pretty simple. Just call the number, or you could actually text the number too. A lot of times people don't like talking, they don't like dealing with people. You can literally just text. You don't have to talk to nobody, just text. I mentioned it in Titan. Text the same number, 727-389-320. Text them, let them know what you want, and they're going to literally send you links and do all that. It's a real simple process. You can do everything from your phone, like everything from your phone. Let's get in. Let's jump into this fat burner cream. Therapy of the week is fat burner cream. A lot of people are asking how they could lose weight. Obviously combined with a healthy diet and exercise, but this fat burner cream, I'm telling you, it's the truth. It actually reduces cellulite, shrinks your fat cells, and it actually tightens your skin. It doesn't just burn. A lot of these fat burner creams, all it is niacin and caffeine, and it just burns to make you think it's doing something, but it really isn't. Ours literally reduces cellulite, shrinks your fat cells. So it doesn't just, it actually shrinks them, and it tightens your skin. So I know a lot of women that have stretch marks in their stomach, or their stomach is kind of overstretched from their pregnancy in that one area. It'll tighten that up. I know guys, especially guys like me, shave their head. They got that wrinkle in the back of their head. They put it there. It'll tighten that up. It's sensitive enough. You could put it underneath your eyes. So if you have bags underneath your eyes, it'll actually tighten that. So it's not going to like burn it away like all these other ones. So again, if you grab that, just put it on your core before you work out, or just put it on your core during the day. You'll slowly see it start like sweating and burning away. And it's clinically proven too. It's not just, it's not just random stuff. My name is Rule from Powell. Let me see what's on TikTok. Just because you're big doesn't mean you're healthy. Definitely, that's a good one. TikTok user 3421 said, just because you're big doesn't mean you're healthy. Very true. That is very, very, very true. A lot of times people would see that, they may take offense to it because, I'm a bigger guy. It doesn't mean maybe I'm not healthy. But it's very true. You see a lot of bodybuilders that are like 300 pounds with abs ripped up. A lot of those guys aren't healthy. A lot of those women are healthy. They look great, but their insides is torn up for what they're doing. So very true. Just because you're big and have a low body fat doesn't mean you're healthy. See what else we got here. Sunsets 2K is asking what's in the cream. To be honest, I had the list on what's in the cream. I could probably pull that up for you. But again, most of those places, they use niacin and caffeine in the cream. It's just like you might as well just rub. I've even heard of people rubbing hemorrhoid cream. Old school bodybuilders rub hemorrhoid cream on their stomach and it burns it away. It doesn't really burn away. It just burns, so. Ours literally burns without the skin burn. It's not going to irritate your skin. It's going to burn the fat, not your skin. Yeah. And right now, actually, for only $25, you could speak to one of our medical providers. They can help you to set them up custom regimen and all that stuff. You can see it behind me. So, yeah, $25 is really, really cheap right now. I mean, that's less than $1 a day for the month. So call 727-389-3220. And let them know what you need. $25, and you have someone literally a medical professional helping you reach your fitness goals. Like, it's really jump on that, because once it jumps back up 100, 200, you're going to be like, man, I should have did it for 25. And knowledge is very, very, very imperative. So if you can get knowledge directly from the source, directly from our medical providers, it's always going to be a good thing. Let's see what else we got. Any other questions? TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Shout out to YG Lee. I see YG Lee on my live. People that are watching my live, you could actually check out, if you go to Titan's Facebook or Titan's Instagram, you could actually see the real live, where this is just like a green screen behind me. But if you go to the real live, you'll see all the images behind me. You'll see everything more professionally done. So people watch the show a lot of time on my phone, but they don't see the actual live, and it looks a lot better. The production's a lot better. Brian's a beast with that stuff. So yes, join us today and tomorrow for Tampa Bay Swimweek. Very excited about this. Today and tomorrow, Tampa Bay Swimweek. We are one of the title sponsors. We'll have models walking in the show. I'll be modeling in the show some of the newest Titan swimwear. So that's going to be today and tomorrow. It's going to be at the Grand, I think it's at the Grand, let me see if we get the address for you guys. The Grand West Shore, I believe it is. I'll get the exact, I know it's at the West Shore Grand, over by the West Shore Mall. I believe it's called the West Shore Grand. But yeah, it's going to be today and tomorrow. Tickets are available online, or you can just show up. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. Music, models. We have new models modeling some of the newest swimwear. Again, I'll be wearing some of the newest swimwear modeling that too, walking the runway. That's going to be today and tomorrow. It's like a 2-day show. So you can either come today or tomorrow. It's at the West Shore Grand, which is Portfolio Hotel. That's in Kennedy Boulevard, over near the West Shore Mall, right off 275. So if you're coming off 275, it's like literally right off the exit. It's right in that area. It's going to be from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., July 12th. Then tomorrow, pretty much the same hours. I believe we're walking first today. I think they switched the schedule. Let me see. I think we're walking first. The schedule online says it will be walking last, but I believe Destiny told me they changed the schedule. But yeah, if you go online, you can check the link. You can see all the info, all the other companies that's going to be there. There's plenty of companies. It's not just Titan. We're sponsoring it, and there's plenty of other models, like real professional models. Great environment, great runway stuff. I'll be hitting that runway, so I gotta get pretty tonight, I guess. But it is what it is. Susie Scott, shout out to Susie Scott. Anybody else on here? Need some questions. But Titan events, we can jump into some Titan events. We have the Olympia coming up. That's going to be in October. Very excited about that. It's a new venue. It's back in Vegas, so that's going to be insane. We're going to be bringing some girls out there. I'll be out there. Maybe bring a couple guys out there as well. Of course, John and Sharice will be out there. The whole crew. Come by, hit the iPad if you want a free T-shirt. You can come take us with me, Mike, John, all the girls. Again, Swim Week is tonight, which is the 12th, and tomorrow. That's at the Grand West Shore. And then Cars and Couture, that's going to be October 16th. That's at the Motor Enclave in Tampa. Then August 1st and August 3rd, the Titan Medical presents the Tampa Pro. So it's actual Titan Medical Tampa Pro this year. Very excited about that. That's at the Grand Hyatt, not Grand West Shore, Grand Hyatt. Shout out to Tim Gardner for always putting that together. Again, the Olympia is 10/10 and 10/13. That's at the Resort World in Las Vegas. And then the Hurricane Pro is 10/18 and 10/19. It's a 2-day show this year. It was so big the past couple of years. Tim Gardner's making a 2-day show, and that's going to be at the Hilton in St. Pete. So a lot of good Titan events coming up. Any new events that we have coming up, I'll let you guys know week to week. You can also check the website, sign up for the newsletter as well. You'll be notified of all these events. So these are the events we have right now. But again, we have 4 events, 5 events right now. So we'll probably be adding them a lot sooner than you think. So just stay tuned, and we'll see what we can get. Andrea Fitline said amazing stuff. Sunsets 2 said optimal health blood test Optimal health blood test to you. Yes, we do blood tests. We do a full panel blood work. So for females, it's if you go through me, females I'll do it for 200. Men, if you go through me, I'll do it for 130. Normally females is 300, so I'll save you 100. Men, normally it's 200, so I'll save you 70. We do a full panel, a complete full panel. A lot of places, they only test for testosterone or estrogen or hemoglobin. We check for everything, kidney function, everything. So yeah, if you need that done, just let me know. Call the office. And again, the reason why the women's blood test is more is because there's more testing for women. There's way more testing to be done. So that's the reason why women with my discount's $200 and a men with my discount is $130. Let's see what else we got. Anybody else on here? It looks like pretty much it. Pretty much it for today. Now, do you guys, last thing I'll ask before I get off, what current therapies are the people that are tuning in right now taking? I always like to know what people are taking, or if you haven't taken any at all, I mean, that's even better. It means you're watching every day, getting knowledge, starting up so you can do it the right way. But just interested as what people are taking and what they're thinking about taking. The reason why I like to ask that is because a lot of times people take stuff for the wrong reasons, so there might be a better alternative. You know, I had someone call the other day and they said, yeah, I need to take MK677. I'm trying to get shredded and lose weight. I was like, that is not what you want to be taking. You could if your diet's on point, if you have a lot of muscle mass, but if you have trouble eating, that's the last thing you want to be taking. So why are you guys taking this stuff, and how long have you been taking this stuff? Hum Castillo says, currently on Transcend, are you guys competitive? There's no competition here with Titan Medical. I'm well aware of these other companies, but I'm not even going to say if we're competitive, because competitive means that there's a chance that they could be equal to us. So I'm a firm believer in Titan Medical being the best medical company for HRT, for weight loss, amino therapies, or whatever you need. There's a reason why we've been here for so long. There's a reason why we're on standing for 10 years. There's a reason why we service every state. There's a reason why we're getting bigger and better every year. A lot of these places, they come, blow people up for a couple of years and fade off. Ours hasn't faded off. We're getting bigger and better. We've got a new office. We used to be at an old office. So, yeah, there's no competition in terms of HRT clinics. So that's where I stand with that. Shout out to my boy Big O's on here. Hey, Big O, we need to get a workout in real soon. Hey, it's gonna be like a comeback. Me and my boy Big O, we need to have a workout. We used to go to Miami and make videos down there and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna get him on Titan video real soon. One of the strongest benches I've met, and you know, he's one of the best hype men I've ever had too. Like in terms of working out, I mean, he was like a hype man. He used to get me amped up. Like I wouldn't even want to do stuff, and he would make me do it. So shout out to Big O. We got to get a workout in real soon. We got to get you down here at Titan, get you some Titan gear, and get you hooked up too. Do you treat Hashimoto disease? Not sure what that is. Let me see what it is. Life-threatening condition can develop due long-term severe untreated hypothyroid. Its signs and symptoms include drowsiness. I'm not sure what that is. I haven't heard of that, so I'm not gonna speak on that. I don't want to give out the wrong information. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I'm like a nerd when it comes to hearing about stuff that I don't know what it is. So now I'm literally gonna go after the show and probably figure out what that is. Shauna Purcell says antibodies against thyroid. I'm not sure what you mean by that. See what else we got up here. Thyroid. Okay, so it's for thyroid. First thing, if you're taking something for your thyroid, are you on any type of Cytomel or Armor or anything like that for your thyroid right now? A lot of times people are on Cytomel or Armor or something thyroid related. But again, I'm going to do some research on the Hashimoto disease and probably get you an answer by next week. I don't like when people ask me a question I don't know the answer to. It kind of makes me, I need to know. So I'm gonna jump into that. And so she said no, either he or she, I can't tell. But Sunset says no. So yeah. Anybody else on here? Anybody else? It's going to be a shorter show today, guys and girls. Again, if you need anything, call 727-389-3220. We service all 50 states. HRT, medical weight loss, stuff to help you look, feel, and perform better. We have bedroom enhancers. We have stuff for your hair, your skin, your nails, your stomach, your booty, your muscles. We have stuff for everything. So give us a call. I'll be back next week. This is Titan Lifestyle. If you got to check me out, you can watch this on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and also if you're on the YouTube, make sure you hit the bell so you're notified of videos just like this. I'm Big Drew. This is Titan Lifestyle. I got to go. I'm about to head over to the West Shore and get fitted up and see what kind of wardrobe I'm wearing for this fashion show. So if you guys and girls are in town tonight and tomorrow, come see me and the girls walk the runway. If not, I'll see you next week. Have a great